Warning, during the recording I got extremely frustrated, so there is a large amount of swearing and general anger in this video. I fucking love Fullmetal Alchemist, both the manga and the anime. Brotherhood that is. I think the 2003 version is solid enough, and that was like my first experience to anime as a preteen, with the exception of shows like Pokemon, Digimon, etc. Hey look, I've even given Brotherhood a 10 out of 10 on my anime list. That being said, I do have a gripe with the show that I don't see anyone else talk about. And I mean no one. I've never heard it mentioned before, and I made a Reddit post in like 2017 that I believe got deleted, and the comments were getting very heated. Unfortunately, there's no archive of this, but I don't see anyone bring it up. If you have, please let me know, but I don't see anyone ever bringing this up. The problem being with Ed and Al's, as well as Hohenheim's eyes. Yes, their eyes. So what comes to mind when I say this is a problem? What do you think of immediately? If you have an idea, comment it below, or if it's nothing come to mind, comment that below as well, because it would be very interesting to see if I'm the only one who's noticed this, despite the enormous popularity of the show. So if your answer is nothing, don't worry about it, because that will be the case for the absolute majority of even the die-hard fan base. So this big plot hole with their eyes. So what exactly is the issue, and what is the supposed plot hole I'm talking about? Well, it's pretty simple. They're the only fucking people in the entire goddamn world who have these eyes, and no one notices. No one fucking comments on it. They have an eye color of a people and a culture who went extinct overnight, and no one finds that a tad fucking interesting? Imagine, if you will, that in our world the Roman Empire disappeared overnight with no known survivors and no indication of what happened. We knew their history, we knew they were the only people in the world with, let's say, blue eyes. No one else in the world has blue eyes, and we haven't seen anyone with blue eyes for hundreds of years. Now imagine you're living in this world, and you encounter someone with these blue eyes of a supposedly extinct people. Would you not be very surprised and ask a ton of questions? Because I sure fucking would. And you might say, well, there's not a lot of people in Amastros who knows the history of Cersei, so therefore they don't ask. Well, first of all, it should be obvious to some people, like fucking father. He seriously asks them if they're Hohenheim's children. They could have possibly two fathers in the entire world, you and Hohenheim's, since you are the only fucking people in the world with these eyes. So if they're not your kids, whose kids could they possibly be? Gee, I don't know. And even if you exclude characters like father and top generals who most definitely knows the history of Cersei, then go back to normal people. Let's say you see someone in the world with an eye color you've never seen before. Let's just say bright fucking red. Would you not ask, stare, or wonder even once what the fuck is going on with this person's eyes? Of course you would! Especially if you did not know such a color was possible. It's so mind-bogglingly stupid. You're telling me, with a straight face, that when Ed and Al went to school, not a single child asked about it. Not a single one. Kids point out differences all the time, and they do so fucking ruthlessly. And someone might say, well, they could have done it off panel. We just didn't see that it happened with the children. Yeah, the heritage of our main protagonist that is integral to the history of the world and the sages who taught both East and West alchemy. Yeah, let's just fucking make a reference or inquiry off panel. You're to tell me if you're the only ones in your school, your entire school, a village that has a certain color of eyes, with the exceptions of your father, you would not inquire about it once, and why? Ed and Al were reading books on the history of Cersei. They should have been like, what the fuck? They have the same eyes as us. That's fucking weird. But they don't. Because this show does not even fucking think about it. And even if we fucking ignore these laymen for a second, which we shouldn't, but let's do it for the sake of argument. No top historians, generals, or anyone else cares about this. Imagine if you were an historian and there were people with red eyes who disappeared centuries ago, and you want to study what happens, and then a kid shows up with these same eyes, you would be running over to wherever the fuck they were, and you wouldn't stop running until you collapsed, only to be fueled by adrenaline and keep running until you meet this kid and get fucking answers about it. And what makes this even more egregious is that whenever you have red eyes and is of Ishvalan heritage, it is pointed out every fucking time. So they clearly pay attention to what color of eye color you have. Like, what? I remember some dipshits in this Reddit thread saying, well, it's a fantasy, there are explosions there. To anyone who thinks that, fuck you. Just fuck you. Bad writing is bad writing. Inconsistency is inconsistency. Would you be fine with a fucking mecha coming in and defeating Father because it's a fantasy and you don't care? No, that would be fucking stupid. So don't bring that shit up. This is something that is integral to the plot in a way where it makes me hate the show. Like I said, it's a 10 out of 10 for me, and I don't give them all for them, but still, it sticks in like a thorn in my side. And every time I see Ed and Hohenheim interact, I am reminded of this absolutely fucking retarded fact. Anyways, I still love this show, and I will make videos on the future on why it's so great, so don't take this as too negative of a video. Um, if you're interested in like character analysis, the history of certain characters, about manga in general, anime in general, uh, particularly deep dives and hoping to cover topics that I don't see a lot of other people do, then it would be great if you subscribed, hit that notification button, and please leave a like, and even more importantly, leave a comment. I'm new to this, and I would really appreciate some feedback on things I can control. So, the production, stuff like that. Thanks a lot. Peace.